for today is feminist therapy together with Miss Feline Bisnor. What is feminist therapy? Feminist therapy is an integrative approach to psychotherapy that focuses on gender. For the views of human nature according to Burrell and Rimmer, there are the characteristics of theories. So these are the characteristics of theories. Let's proceed to the 6 core of principles in feminist therapy. The personal is political. This is the idea that a problem that a person will bring to a therapy session starts with political or society in which that are in. Number 2, commitment to social change. This is the concept of where a therapist aims to change not only the individual but also for the changes or social changes. It is very important when counseling a female client to recognize that there are still stereotypes, and this can play a role in what and how a therapist will approach a female client. Number 3, women's and girls' voices and ways of knowing our values and their experiences. This concept says that a female's perspective is considered central in understanding their distress. It also explains that in all situations in life, men and women are forced to go separate ways in almost all aspects of human experiences. Number 4, the counseling relationship is egalitarian. Attention is power in feminist therapy. An egalitarian, which is the concept as a therapist, to remember that the client are more of an expert of their own lives. So, a therapist to recognize the power imbalance. Number 5, a focus on strengths and a reformulated definition of psychological distress. This concept says that psychological distress is not a disease, but a communication about unjust system. Feminist therapists most often talk about problems with the attitude of dealing with them than being a pathology. Lastly, all types of oppression are recognized. Clients are often understood better with having a knowledge of their social environment and what it is like. It is thought that both a person's political and social environment has a negative effect on a client. So let us move on to the goals of feminist therapy. Number 1 is to become aware of one's gender role socialization process. 2, to identify internalized gender role messages and replace them with functional belief. 3, to acquire skills to bring about change in the environment. 4, to develop a wide range of behaviors that are freely chosen. 5, to help men and women recognize, claim, and embrace the personal power. 6, to become personally empowered.
All right, so before I continue the discussion, let me share to you a short story about feminist therapy. So, let's say there's a mom, and this mom is a first-time mom. So let's call this mom Mommy Chona or Mars Chona. So, Mommy Chona had taken her maternity leave, and it's almost over. So Chona chooses a good daycare center that would take care of her child when she is going back to work already. Now, in a scenario, Mommy Chona is making lunch for her and for her baby. So while making the lunch, Mommy Chona felt a shortness of breath. So she couldn't breathe properly. And then she felt like she is almost or is going to die already. So could you tell that Mommy Chona is having heart attack? Or is she having disorders or anxiety that she felt like that? All right. So in that case, as a feminist therapy, we or in this feminist therapy, we would say no. Why? Because in feminist therapy, we could just say that Mommy Chona is just feeling all or feeling everything. So she is being caught up with her role as a mother and role into making money for her child. So as a new parent, everything that every problem that she has in mind has caught up and bind together. That's why she felt like that. So in this therapy, um, we would look closely to the power or the power differences between people and how to consider their socialization. So we would say that society can judge us, or society can bring everything or judge us for everything. For example, in our identity, in our worldview, or happiness. So this therapy looks closely to the power differences between people and consider how socialization shapes everything around us. So we could say that a usual teenager is has already graduated in college. So um, her bigger picture was to earn money for a living, or has to work immediately so that she can provide with hers for herself, not knowing that she has to undergo job job hirings, and she would sell herself just to find a company that would accept her as a physical and also her attitude. So mostly we are being judged of everything we do, from the way we think and the way we act. So in this kind of therapy, we would help mothers or people to understand that if they are feeling conflicted, just like Mommy Chona, she is being conflicted, she would know that every mother in the world would feel like that. And she would accept that everybody of us has a problem. So we would um, know that how to help mothers like Mommy Chona. So we would help her and make her realize that we, as a future counselor, understand her, and we also make her understand that she has another options and another resources. So in this therapy, we would empower women or someone like Mommy Chona by increasing self-confidence and developing insights about how role and forces impacts her life. Okay, so the techniques and yours that if you know to yourself that you have a power or if you have the confidence to do it, and not just in me, but we would share it to every other women that they have their own rights and they can perform them in every little way they do. So next we would proceed to the last part of this discussion would be the contribution and the application of this therapy. So first we would talk about the role of men in feminist therapy, and next is the multicultural perspective. And then the last one would be the contribution. So what is the role of men in feminist therapy? So first, in the cell phone presented, so men can be non-sexist therapists. Also, in the monitor presented in the presentation, we can say that men can be pro-feminist therapists when they embrace the principles and incorporate the practice of feminism in their work. This entails being willing to confront sexist behavior in themselves and others, redefining masculinity and femininity according to other than traditional values, working toward establishing egalitarian relationship and actively supporting women's effort to create just society. So in this, we would consider or admire men who would acknowledge women, that women has the same power where women has the same power of what men can do. Because now, in a family, in a regular family, if a man or the father will just work and they have, let's say, 4 children, and the father is only having an income of just a regular income. Now, we cannot say that the man could provide effectively or the man could provide everything for the family, right? So, a man that would consider his wife as a being who could help him provide for their family is what we are referring in this role of men in feminist therapy. That we could see that a woman could do exactly, or not just exactly, but the same as what men can do. If men could drive, then we women could drive also. If men could provide, then we women can provide also. So next is the multicultural perspective. So in this, there are 2, which is the feminist therapy suggests that multicultural counseling refers to the analysis of social structures affecting mental health, including sexism, racism, and other levels of both oppression and privilege. And also, the use of power in relationship has application for understanding power inequities due to racial and cultural factors. So, let me share also to you an experience or what we have observed in social media. If I am might not be true, but all of us here have a Facebook account, right? We could browse almost everything in there. So we could see that empowered women would post something like having hairs in the legs. Um, in the vernacular, kanang buhok sa BTS na mura na siya lalaki. And also, hairs in the natural hairs that grow in our armpits. Those are natural, right? But the people or the society would judge us that a girl is like this, having a sexy body, having natural or having a good looking skin, always have that glass skin, also is being hamis in the buhok sa BTS. So as a man or as a woman or a person that would look as women has a natural, or women should have this kind of qualities, is somewhat we considered a no-no in feminist therapy. Because in feminist therapy, or in being feminist, we consider women as empowering other women, that we are strong enough or being confident enough to express ourselves in any shapes and any color and in any type of beauty. So we would help these people to realize that in this therapy.
Are you stressed? Lots of problems you don't want to face? I have a miracle question for you. You go to bed and go to sleep, and imagine while you are in a deep sleep, a miracle happens. Some of these problems and stresses you are feeling right now are gone. Because a miracle happens, and what will you do? Hello everyone, this is Angeline Bianco, and together with my partner, Ma'am Roslyn Alviso, and we will talk about solution-focused therapy. What is a solution-focused therapy? Actually, it is a form of psychotherapy and counseling, and it also referred to as a solution-focused brief therapy. It was created in the Brave Family Therapy Center in Milwaukee by Dean Fraser and Burke. This focuses on solutions to problems. The clients are always encouraged to believe that positive changes are always possible. Discover their strengths and power, then focusing a problem. That is why, according to Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston in the song, there can be a miracle when you believe. For further information about our topic, which is the solution-focused therapy, let's have it my partner, Ma'am Roslyn Alviso. Thank you.